Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study the fourth chapter of our, not eight, this has been written wrong, fourth chapter of our English literature book, Milk for the Cat by the poet Harold Monroe. So, first of all, we are going to study about our poet Harold Monroe. Harold Monroe was born in the year 1879 and he died in the year 1932. He was an English poet born in Brussels. He was the proprietor of the Poetry Bookshop in London. Some of his famous works are Chronicles of a Pilgrimage, Children of Love, Strange Meetings, Real Property, and The Earth Falls Sale. Now let's move on to the poem The Milk for the Cat. So basically this poem is about a cat who daily visits the poet's house for having some milk. When the tea is brought at 5 o'clock and all the neat curtains are drawn with care, the little black cat with the bright green eyes is suddenly purring there. So, in the poet's house, they have their evening tea by 5 o'clock. So the poet says that when they have the tea at 5 o'clock and they draw out all the curtains of their houses, so when they draw out the curtains of their houses, behind the curtain there is a little black cat whose eyes are bright green in color, and the little black is standing beside the behind the curtains, and it is just purring over there. The what is purring, the noise made by a cat is called as purring. Okay. At first, she pretends having nothing to do. She has come in merely to blink by the grate, but though tea may be late or the milk may be sour, she is never late. Okay. So when the cat first reaches over there, she pretends that she have just casually visited that place. At first she shows that I am not come here for any major thing, I am just casually visiting this place. ऐसे दिखाती है कि मैं ऐसे कोई ज़रूरी काम, जब पहली बार वहाँ पे पहुँचती है कैट, शी शोज़ दैट मैं ऐसे कोई ज़रूरी काम के लिए नहीं आई, तो मैं ऐसे ही आई हूँ. ठीक है. She has come in merely to blink by grade. Okay, she shows that she is just coming there to do some activity. Simply she is coming over there by to blink by the grate. Grate is the metal bars before a fireplace. You know, in some people living in extremely cold countries, they have fireplace in their home. ठीक है. फायर प्लेस होता है उनके घर में, तो उस वहाँ पे जो फायर प्लेस के आगे मेटल बार्स लगे होते हैं ताकि हम लोग डायरेक्ट मेटल फायर प्लेस तक ना पहुँचे. दैट इज़ कॉल्ड इज ग्रेट. But though tea may be late or the milk may be sour, she is never late. So sometimes the tea also gets late. It is not always that at 5 o'clock only they are having tea. Sometimes the tea may also get late or the milk may be sour. सिल मिल्क भी कभी कभार खट्टा हो जाता है, ख़राब हो जाता है. बट द कैट इज़ ऑलवेज ऑन टाइम एंड शी इज़ ऑलवेज प्रेजेंट ओवर देयर बाय 5 o'clock. And presently her agate eyes take a soft, large, milky haze, and her independent, casual glance becomes a stiff, hard gaze. Now, what happens? Now, before she was showing that she is just casually visiting their place, but now her agate eyes is a agate means that it is a type of a stone, and the poet has described the bright green eyes of the cat by saying it as agate eyes. Okay. Now the eyes of the cat are looking at the milk which is placed above the table. Okay. And now the casual visit and the casual look of the cat has been changed into a गेज मतलब अब वो जो ऐसे कैजुअली देख रही थी कि हाँ हाँ मैं ऐसे ही आई हूँ, अब वो घूरने लगी है मिल्क की तरफ. ठीक है. Then she stamps her claws or lifts her ears or twists her tail and begins to sear till suddenly all her lithe body becomes one breathing, trembling purr. Okay. Now, in order to get the attention of the people sitting over there having tea, those who are having tea, she started stamping her claw. अपने claw जो उसके पंजे होते हैं उसको मारने लगती है. She starts to lift her ears, she is twisting her tail, and she is making different kinds of movement with her tail, and different kind of movie movements with her all and her different kinds, she's making different kinds of movement with her body, and her she's changing her bodies into different kind of movements in order to get the attention of the people who were sitting in the table and having their tea. The children eat and wriggle and laugh. The two ladies stroke their sill, but the cat is grown small and thin with desire transformed to a creeping lust for milk. Okay, now the children who were sitting in the table, they are eating and laughing, no, and wriggling. Okay, the wriggling means to twist and turn one's body. Okay, and the two ladies who were also sitting on the table, they were stroking their silk gowns. But the cat, by looking at all these things, that these all people are not paying attention to the cat, looking at all this thing now. His lust, उसकी तलब जो है मिल्क के लिए, that is growing excessively, and he is not able to control his lust. The white saucer like some full moon descends at last from the cloud of the table above. She sighs and dreams and thrills and glow transfigured with love. Okay, now after all this waiting, finally there is a white saucer filled with milk, and the poet is comparing the white saucer filled with milk to a moon, and the table he is comparing to the clouds. Okay, तो यहाँ पे पोएट बोलता है कि वाइट सॉस दूध से भरा वाइट सॉसर मून की तरह टेबल से उतरता है. ठीक है, जो कि टेबल को क्या बोला गया, क्लाउड. शी साइज एंड ड्रीम्स एंड थ्रिल्स एंड ग्रो ट्रांसफिगर. नाउ लुकिंग एट द saucer filled with milk, now she gets extremely happy, and she's filled with joy and happiness, all this thing, by looking at the saucer filled with milk. She nestles over the shining rim, buries her chin in her creamy sea. In the creamy, her tail hangs loose, each drowsy paw is doubled under she, each bending knee. Okay, now as soon as she is given with the milk, she dips her mouth inside the milk, and her tail is also hanging loose, and she's her chin, उसका जो chin है वो भी पूरे दूध में लगा हुआ है. ठीक है, and her उसने अपने हाथ भी अच्छे से arrange कर लिए हैं, and she's completely focused towards her milk. Before getting the milk, she was making different kind of actions and gestures. Now after getting the milk, she have cooled down all her actions and gestures, and now she is just concentrated towards the milk. A long dim ecstasy hold her life. Her world is an infinite shapeless void, till her lung has curled the last holy drop, then she sinks back into the night. Okay, now after having the, now when the the cat is having the milk, she is feeling extreme happiness or joy. Okay, and she feels that her world the cat feels that her world is in the shape, is in the color of white, and until and unless she has consumed the last drop of the milk, because the milk for the cat is everything, so she considers the milk as a very holy thing. Okay, so until and unless she consumes the last drop of the milk, she keeps on licking that milk, and after having all the milk, then she gets back into the night. She goes back to the night after having fed herself well enough. She goes back to the night, draws and dips her body to heap her sleepy nerves in the great armchair, lies defeated and buried deep, 3 or 4 hours unconscious there. Now after having good amount of milk, and she goes to the armchair, and she sleeps sleeps over there, leaving all the worries aside, and she sleeps over there for around 3 and 4 hours, laying in unconsciously. She sleeps as if she is unconscious. Okay, I hope you all are able to understand this poem, students. Thank you. Have a nice day.